guys, welcome back to my channel. I know my Christmas tree is still up, don't judge me, I'm gonna take it down today. I just haven't had time because my boyfriend has been here out of town visiting me and he just left yesterday, so I will have time to do that now. Today I'm gonna be doing a review on this new foundation from Maybelline. It's called the Dream Cushion Foundation and I am currently wearing it on my face. Today was the first time I ever tried it, so this is going to be a first impressions and a review and demo. I just tried it out and I've been wearing it all day long, and I just sat down to film this intro and tell you guys how it wore throughout the day and if I liked it or not. This is a sponge foundation, and basically what that is, if you've never seen a sponge foundation, is you open it up and it has this little tab that you open up and the foundation is inside, and it looks like a sponge but it's like soaked in foundation, and you dip your applicator, whatever you're using, your fingers, a sponge, a brush, whatever, and you dip it in here and then you apply it onto your face. It's really cool. It's a fun way to apply foundation, I think, and the finish of this foundation is very natural. Not necessarily coverage wise, it definitely is a medium to full coverage foundation, but it leaves a very natural finish on the skin. So I found that my skin looks like it has kind of like a dewy finish, but it's not too over the top, but it's definitely not a matte finish by any means. So if you have an oily face, you might want to stay away from this foundation. You might be able to get away with using it if you use a finishing powder that's very mattifying over top, but it probably won't wear as well on you throughout the day as it would on someone with drier or normal skin. I have normal skin, so my skin's not too oily and it's not too dry. So for me, I found that my skin got a little bit shiny towards the end of the day, but not too bad. If you use a oil blotting paper or some translucent powder or a powder foundation to set it and just like re-mattify it, you'll be totally fine. I always keep a powder in my purse just in case I start looking shiny throughout the day, but this foundation wore really well. I didn't wear a primer underneath or anything, so I loved that about it. I'm really not a primer kind of girl. I don't usually wear primer. I just don't really feel like I need it, so you don't have to use a primer underneath. If you like to though, you totally can. This foundation cost me $13.99 on Amazon, and I'm sure the cost will kind of vary depending on where you live and stuff, but it is a pretty affordable foundation and I think it's totally worth the price. Most foundations from Sephora cost anywhere from like $30 something to like $60, and I think if you're gonna try one foundation from the drugstore that's new, you should totally try this one, because I honestly think that the quality it's up there with products that you can buy at like Sephora. The coverage is just amazing, but the finish is what I'm so impressed by. It doesn't look cakey, it looks really natural, like it looks like skin. It doesn't look like I have a layer of foundation over my skin. In the daytime when the sun is out and you can really see all the makeup on your skin, it really doesn't look too fake or unnatural. I'm in the shade 10, which is porcelain, and it's the lightest shade that they make in this. They have a few different shades to pick from, so you should be able to find something that matches you, but I know like some people have more trouble matching their skin than others. I know I do. Usually I have a really hard time finding stuff that matches my skin. That's why I usually buy my foundation from Sephora, but this one did end up matching. I've never really had a problem with Maybelline's stuff matching my skin before, but some of the other brands like CoverGirl and L'Oreal, sometimes I have a little bit more trouble finding a color match, but if you have really pale skin, this should work for you. It's a good undertone too. It's not too pink and it's not too orange. It's like the perfect like medium. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this product. I honestly really can't find anything negative to say about it other than maybe I wish it was a little less shiny, but in the winter time this is perfect. I just don't know if I'd be able to wear it in the summer when it's hotter, because stuff does tend to melt off my face more in the summer. But if you have really dry skin, I think you're gonna love this, because I do have some dry patches on my skin right now because it is very cold and dry where I live, and I haven't noticed it clinging to any dry patches. I think it really kind of like melts them away almost, which is amazing. So I'm obsessed with this foundation, in case you can't already tell, and I can't wait to show you guys the demo in a second so you guys can see if you would be interested in trying it out or not. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into the demo, and then I'll talk to you a little bit after the demo as well. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started now. So I'm just gonna show you guys what the product looks like up close. Please excuse my nails, I'm about to get them done. I just haven't had time and they look awful, so ignore that. It's a really cute packaging. Here's from the side, and then you open it up and you have this little mirror, and then you have the puff, and the puff comes out like this, and there's just this empty little container. So you open this part up and that's where the actual product's gonna be. Like you can see here, I haven't opened it yet, So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and I'll show you what it looks like. So you open it up and here's what it looks like. It's just this sponge-like consistency. It doesn't really have a smell, nothing too overpowering. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the puff that it comes with on one half of my face, and then on the other half I'm gonna use my beauty blender because that's usually what I apply my foundation with. So I thought I would show you guys who don't have a beauty blender and usually just use like your hands or whatever the foundation comes with. I thought I would show you guys what it would look like applied that way versus if you were to apply it with the beauty blender, because I know you probably will get slightly different effects. For me personally, I typically choose not to use what a foundation or powder comes with just because I don't feel like it works that well, but I still want to try it and give you guys my opinions on it. Okay, so enough talking, I'm gonna jump into the demo now. So I'm gonna start with the puff thing that it comes with. It feels like one of those disposable sponges that you would buy at the drugstore. So I don't know how good it'll be, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna dab it in there. In the product, it looks like a lot came off on it, so I'm gonna start with a patting motion. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend using like a swiping motion like this because I feel like that kind of wipes away the product and you won't get as good coverage doing it that way. I definitely like how it's applying so far. It gives amazing coverage and it doesn't look cakey or unnatural. It actually looks very natural for a foundation, because I feel like it doesn't completely cover my skin and look fake. I do feel like this puff thing absorbs kind of a lot of product, but it's not too bad. I thought it would be worse, so that's good. So my skin's already pretty good. It's not really broken out or anything, so I didn't really need a lot of coverage to begin with, but this has definitely smoothed out my skin a lot, and I didn't use a primer underneath or anything. I just kind of went for it. And my skin type is kind of like normal, I guess. It's like kind of combination sometimes like in the summer, but it's kind of just normal. It's not too oily or too dry. Okay, so this is one half of my face. I did it on this half. So you can see the difference between this side and this side for sure. And I really, really like it. Really amazing. The coverage is blowing me away. So here's like, this is the side with the foundation and this is the side without it. Now I'm gonna use my beauty blender and we're gonna put it to the test and see if the sponge works just as good or if the beauty blender is better, because usually I find the beauty blender is much better, but we'll see. So I definitely feel like so far the beauty blender is not absorbing as much of the product because I'm seeing a lot more go onto my skin than I did on the other side. Okay, so I have both sides done now, and I am gonna come closer so you can see. So this is the side I just did, and this is the side that I did with the puff. The beauty blender may have given a little more coverage, but I think for the most part, it's basically the same, which I can't believe. So honestly, if you don't have a beauty blender and you want to just use the puff that it comes with, I seriously would recommend doing that. Like, you honestly don't even need a beauty blender to wear this foundation. It works really well just with the puff that it comes with. Okay, so now I'm just going to set my face with some powder. I'm not going to use concealer because I feel like I don't really need it, and I just kind of want to show you guys what it looks like without all the extra stuff. Alright, so I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I post videos every week. If you have any questions about this foundation that I didn't already answer, make sure you leave them in the comments down below so that I can answer them for you. And I will see you guys in my next video very soon. Bye!